Today we're looking at an easy, beginner-level fingerstyle arrangement of Away in a Manger that can be played with either high or low G tuning. So let's jump right into our demo, and then we'll move into our tutorial. If you'd like to download the tabs for this arrangement, you'll find them on my Patreon page, along with all of the tabs that I've shared on my channel. The link is down below in the video description. Next, we're moving into our tutorial, where we'll walk through how to play this arrangement step by step and how to count out the rhythm. Now, these tabs can be played with high or low G tuning. There's only one place where you'll hear a difference, in the very last chord, because it uses the fourth string. So the final chord will sound like this with high G tuning. So it's slightly different than how the final chord sounds with low G tuning. But the rest of the arrangement will sound exactly the same with low or high G tuning because we don't use our fourth string until the final chord. This arrangement is in 6/8 time, meaning every measure consists of 6/8 notes. So we can count each measure either as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or we can count it in quarter notes as 1 and 2 and 3 and. The tempo of this arrangement is 115 beats per minute, and that refers to the quarter notes, not to the eighth notes. So if you set your metronome at 115, then you'll have 3 beats per measure, or 3 quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now I'm going to play through the arrangement and count out the rhythm at a slow tempo. We start measure 1 with a rest for the first 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now let's look at how to play the notes. Our first note at the end of measure 1 is the 5th fret of the first string, which I'm playing with my pinky. Then in measure 2, we'll play this note again, and then we'll move to the 3rd fret, and then the 2nd fret. In measure 3, we'll keep our index finger in place, and we'll also place down our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string to pick strings 1 and 2 together. Then we'll pick the open first string, and then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. In measure 4, we're keeping our middle finger in place on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and we'll pick strings 2 and 3 together. Then we're going to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and then the open 2nd string. In measure 5, we'll play the 2nd fret of the 3rd string twice. And then in measure 6, we'll play this note one more time, then the open 2nd string, and back to the 3rd string. If you're finding this lesson helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Lara. I'm a musician, a composer, and a ukulele teacher, and I hope you have fun exploring my channel, my song tutorials, and my arrangements. In measure 7, we play the 3rd string one more time, still staying on the 2nd fret. Then we play the open first string, and then the second fret of the second string. In measure 8, we play the open second and third strings together. Then we're going to form our G chord, first with our index finger on the second fret of the third string, then our ring finger on the third fret of the second string, and then we'll place our middle finger on the second fret of the first string to complete our G chord in measure 9, where we'll pick strings 1 and 2 together. Now the end of measure 9 through measure 13 is played the same way as the end of measure 1 through measure 5. So we finish measure 13 on the second fret of the third string. Then in measure 14, we're going to a partial D7 chord, placing down our middle finger on the second fret of the second string and our ring finger on the third fret of the first string. Here we'll play strings 1 and 2 together. Then we'll play the second fret of the first string, and then the open first string. And in measure 15, we have a partial G chord. So here I'm going to place down my index finger on the second fret of the first string and my middle finger on the third fret of the second string. Then we have the open first string and then the third fret of the second string. Now if you prefer, you can use your middle and ring fingers in measure 15, rather than your index and middle fingers, whichever is more comfortable to you. In measure 16, we'll play the open first and second strings together, then the open second string, then the second fret of the second string, and we're ending on a partial G chord. Here I have my ring finger on the third fret of the second string, my index finger on the second fret of the third string, and we'll play strings 2, 3, and 4. For more of my tutorials on Christmas and holiday songs, see this playlist here. Have fun practicing. Thanks for watching, and happy holidays.